This video is gonna go behind the scenes on how I shot a video using all handheld B-roll. I'm gonna show you all the shots that I captured to make this video, and I'm gonna break down some different techniques that I use when I'm out filming. So before we get into some of the behind the scenes, let's just talk about the story, because you want to make sure that you have some sort of a story that you're going to use for your video. So for this, it's super simple. This is a product that you can take anywhere, mount on basically anything, and now you have a cable machine. And intensity is a big part of this because having a product that you can go all out and be able to do these intense workouts is not something you typically find that you could just mount to a tree anywhere you go. Super simple storyline, but you definitely want to make sure that whenever you're making a video like this, you want to have some sort of trajectory to actually make it feel like it's more than just footage cut together. Now the camera that I'm using is the Sony a7S Mark III, and the lens that I'm using is a 16-35 f4. So for this first shot, I really want to use the unique characteristics of a wide angle lens. So I'm shooting on a 16mm, and what I want my talent to do is bring her hands close to the camera. And when you're shooting on these wide lenses, if you keep a person an arm's stretch away, they're gonna look normal and not distorted. But when you bring things close to camera, like her hands coming in the shot, they're gonna feel bigger and more stretched out. So for this shot, I really wanted to show that sense of movement, so the arms being able to stretch out wide and then come together. And also with this shot, I'm using a locked focus. So I don't want my focus on her, I want it on where the hands are ending in front of the camera. And so I've tried this a few different ways where I'm moving back and forth with the talent, or just holding the camera in one place and she's coming into frame. For the second shot, I wanted to get a high angle. A lot of times when you're shooting handheld B-roll, you're gonna be at eye level or you're gonna get down low, but getting up and over the talent is a great shot that's just unique and it looks different. It's kind of like that drone shot, but doing it handheld, you're kind of just holding the camera up trying to get a cool shot. And I'm shooting all of this footage in 120 frames per second, because when I get into the edit, what I'm thinking is I'm gonna go back and forth between real time and slow motion. And when you shoot at 120 frames per second, your shutter speed is gonna be bumped up. So the real time footage is gonna have a lot more energy to it because you're shooting at a faster shutter speed. So it's gonna introduce more jitter and it's gonna feel a little bit more frantic than if you're shooting at the typical 180-degree rule, which is double that of your frame rate. I want to introduce the high shutter speed into this video. Shot number 3, I want to do the opposite. I want to get down underneath my talent. When I'm shooting, I'm trying to grab a bunch of different perspectives. I don't always want to shoot from the same angle and the same position. High, low, eye level. I'm trying to get all different angles because I know when I cut it together, it's gonna feel a lot more energized when you have the camera moving around. Now also, I bumped up my aperture so I'm not at a super shallow depth of field, but then I can get that starburst out of the sun as it peers through the trees. Also with this shot, I'm looking up at the trees where you have this crazy twisted branches flowing up to the sky, and it's just a cool aspect visually that's unique to this location. So shot number 4 is a reveal. I want to show the sky where you have all these cool branches with the sun peeking through, and then I want to tilt down. Now I'm just shooting this handheld, so it's going to be shaky, but I still want to have that sense of movement where it's a reveal going from the sky down to my talent, and she's in the middle of a workout. Because I'm shooting 120 frames per second, I can really slow down this footage and make it smooth if I want, or I could keep it in real time and leave those bumps in, and it has more of this frantic feel. Now shot number 5 is all about the details. I want to show how the product is being used, and I want to get that wide lens super close to the Max Pro and show how the talent is working with this product. I do a lot of these kind of videos, and what I found is when I move the camera in unison with my talent, it creates this really cool dynamic look, because whatever the talent's doing is going to be more centered in frame, and it's not going to be shifting around, but all of the background is moving super fast. So what I'm trying to do is keep the distance between me and the action and move at the same pace. Whatever the action is, I'm going to be doing with my camera. Okay, so for shot number 6, I really need some detail shots of the Max Pro being mounted on the tree. So I'm gonna get super close to the product, but I'm gonna use the wide lens, and I'm just gonna follow the action as my talent mounts it on the tree, and I'm just gonna shoot the whole process, and then I'm gonna cut sections of it in the edit. Shot number 7 is my introduction shot for this video. I need to show my talent arriving to the location. So I'm gonna just do a simple follow. So I would follow behind my talent as she's walking through the forest. I wanna try to make this as smooth as possible, so I'm gonna crouch down low and just try to push the camera gently forward. And this will be just a good wide shot that shows where she's going. Now, number 8 is an establishing shot. I wanna get super wide and show the whole forest, show that we're out in nature. So what I'm doing is I'm going from behind a tree and coming out from that tree. I'm using a reveal to be able to show the scene. And I could also potentially use this as a transition if it works for the edit. So what I'm gonna do is start from behind the tree and then pull out, and I'm just gonna follow my talent as she walks by. Now, shot number 9, I'm just gonna get a close-up detail as she's walking through the forest. Try to get some expression on her face before we actually get into the workout. I just wanna show more character rather than just showing someone walking through the forest and then they're working out. I'm trying to add that human element into this video, even if it's a brief second that I use in the edit. Now, shot number 10 is opening up the bag. A big part of this is the fact that this product fits in a backpack. So for this shot, I wanna show her just laying it down, pulling the product out so we could see how easily it fits in a backpack. And in the process, I wanna show how quick it is to fold it out and get ready to mount it on the tree. This is gonna be used early on in the edit, just in a quick montage to show the progression from walking to actually working out and how quick it is. And so I'm gonna shoot this in a few ways where I use that same style of following action. So I wanna follow the zipper as she unzips the backpack. And then I also wanna show the emphasis of how it packs up by pushing into the backpack as she opens it. So I'm trying to use camera motion in a bunch of different ways so that it cuts together and edit and it doesn't feel like it's the same shot over and over. Now, shot 11 is one of the key shots for this video, and that's the product shot. So I set the backpack and the Max Pro on a tree to give that feeling that we're still in the forest. So I wanna push in slowly while dropping down and tilting up to create this kind of epic hero quality for the product as we get closer and closer. And I'll play around with this in the edit. I'll probably add some stabilization to make it super smooth and really just be the selling point of this product to show how small it is and that you can take it anywhere. So we only had about 20 minutes to shoot this while we're out in the forest because we were doing a lot of other things. But as a whole, I think this video came together nicely and it's great to use for a social media edit. So here's the final edit. So if you want to see another video where I break down behind the scenes and we go shot by shot on how to craft a story, check out this video right here.